Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January 21st. We're calling to order the City of Carson Housing Authority, Successor Agency, Public Financing Authority, and City Council. In accordance with the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, if you require disability-related modifications or accommodations to attend or participate in this meeting, including auxiliary aids or services, please call the City Clerk's office at 310-952-1720 at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. The rules of decorum are on the board. Well, I will not read them, but they're up there and posted for your reading pleasure. Public information. The public may address the members of the City Council on any matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council or any items on the agenda of the City Council during the designated public comment periods. There will be 2 oral communication sessions, one for agendized items, comments about items on the agenda, and the other for non-agendized items, comments for items not on the agenda. The oral communication portion of the agenda is limited to a duration of 1 hour unless otherwise approved by the City Council. Comment time is approximately 3 minutes, depending on the number of speakers. Public viewing, live streaming on the city's website. The city will be streamed live over the internet via www.carsonca.gov or on YouTube, www.youtube.com/City of Carson, California official YouTube page. Cable TV, Spectrum Channel 35 and AT&T Channel 99. If you're unable to attend the meeting in person, public comments can be submitted before the meeting. You may email public comments to the city clerk at carsonca.gov. The cutoff time to submit any email communications is 3 o'clock on the day of the meeting. Written communications can be dropped off at the city clerk's office. The cutoff time to submit any written communication is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications dropped off at the city clerk's office or any email received will not be read aloud at city council meetings, but will be circulated to the city council and incorporated into the record. Madam City Clerk, roll call.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Rojas?
Present.
Councilmember Deere?
Present.
Councilmember Hicks?
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Hilton? Mayor Davis Holmes?
Present.
Thank you.
We'll have a flag salute by Councilman Hicks.
Please stand, face the flag. Ready to begin?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're honored to have Pastor Reginald Saylor from New Holy Temple Church of God of Christ to do the invocation.
All minds and hearts clear. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for bringing us over, Lord, into 20 and 25. We ask, Lord, that you continue to bless, Lord, this council meeting. Bless each and every decision that will be made here on tonight. Let us come together, Lord, in a spirit of holiness, Lord. Every decision that will be made, Lord, invoke your presence in it. Now, Lord, we pray for those, Lord, that lost, Lord, their homes, the ones that lost their homes and all the things that happened in the devastating fires, Lord. We ask, Lord, that you restore, Lord. I hear in my spirit that increase, Lord, will be the word of the year. So increase and restore everything that was lost, Lord. Continue to bless, Lord, all our emergency responders, Lord. Bless, Lord, our chief of police, Lord. Continue, Lord, to watch over this city, Lord, and give us everything that we need, Lord, to carry your word. We ask this blessings in the name of the Father, Son, and of the Holy Ghost. We do pray. It is in Jesus' name. Thank God. Amen and amen. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Closed session items 2 through 4. Madam Clerk, are there any comments on closed session items?
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Madam City Attorney?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 or D3 and E1 because there's a significant exposure to litigation in 2 cases. The council will meet pursuant to the same code section but subsection D1 to confer with legal counsel regarding pending litigation, Camp Carson versus City of Carson, case number 20 SDCV 16461. Lastly, the council will meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 to confer with its negotiators regarding labor negotiations with AIM, CPSA, AFSCME Local 809 and 1017, as well as unclassified management. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We're going to recess to closed session. We should be back within the hour by 6:10. Downstairs, yes. Councilwoman MPT, you guys want to leave before tomorrow? We'll reconvene into open session. Madam City Attorney.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 or D3 and E1 because there's a significant exposure to litigation in 2 cases. No reportable action was taken. The council did not take up item number 3. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 to confer with its labor negotiators regarding labor negotiations with AIM, CPSA, and AFSCME Local 809 and 1017, as well as unclassified management. No reportable action was taken on any of those items. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to do introductions now. Is Captain Norman here? Come on down, Captain.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, good. How you doing, Madam Mayor?
I'm fine, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Wanted to thank you for the letter of support to the department. I appreciate it, and I'm certain that the sheriff does appreciate it as well, to let you know that I did make sure that it was forwarded to his office.
Thank you very much. You guys are to be commended.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that. As you are all aware, we have been working on the fire since it actually commenced on the last time actually that you had that we were here at the council member meeting on January 7th. The Altadena as well as the Palisades fire broke out, and we've been deployed to those fires. We've actually been working on it, but we were activated into a 12-12 shift capacity. As of January 11th, on the 18th of January, we were actually released from our 12-12. So we're back actually operating normal operations. However, as needed, we may deploy 4 or 5 deputies on a daily basis over to the fires until they're completely put out. On the 18th of January, we had an assault with a deadly weapon. Here happened right in the city of Carson at Wilmington and University. I'm pleased to announce that we have arrested the driver of the incident. The investigation is continuing, is ongoing. So we're working on trying to determine and extending those arrests. In addition to that, on the 14th, I had a meeting with Public Safety Director Nora Garcia, and we discussed traffic details and our upcoming traffic details. We expected to have one, Nora, on January 18th. That was, under the circumstances, canceled. It actually postponed. And so we will pick that up, and then I'll let you know when that will actually occur. I also wanted to thank you all for the generous donations that you provided to the station in support of the fires, the snacks that we had, the water, Gatorade, all of stuff was just very generous. We appreciate that. Yes. I'd also like to share a couple events, some of the stats that we have moving forward as we are ending 2024 and going into now 2025. We had an overall residential decrease of about 25.9%. In 2024, we had about a 9% decrease in crimes against persons. And in 2024, we also had a decrease in grand theft auto of about 8% in the city. Nor, as we discussed, our crime strategy unit had actually recommended made some recommendations that we implemented that included identifying hotspots within the city, conducting some parole, probation, compliance, and also working with social media in order to reduce the numbers. So again, we just want to thank you for all the support that you've also provided to the station and to the deputies as they've been actually working arduous during the time that we have the fires. We are currently, the fires are ongoing, but we're hoping to have them under control within the next couple days.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
I'd like you to coordinate with our staff because we are planning, as one of the Carson Cares, we're planning on having, bring some meals over for your deputies.
Oh, that'd be very nice.
And
Thank
so we need to coordinate and find out what's a good day for you. We also do it for the fire station, but I want you to know first.
Okay. Well, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Any more?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
to
Councilman
the
Green.
captain, hi, Captain.
Yes.
Thanks for the great report. About a year or so, a little over a year ago, there was a shooting at Central and University Drive, and then the shooter was apprehended by Carson sheriffs at Wilmington and University Drive, I believe. And then the district attorney decided not to prosecute. So are you confident that this arrest that your deputies made is going to result in a prosecution with the new district attorney?
Well, we're hopeful. That's what we can say. You know, it's our responsibility to make sure that we try to identify,
You present the evidence and then they make that decision.
and then they make the decision if it's actually going to be filed.
Hopefully that
or
will be
prosecuted.
what will happen.
So we're hopeful.
Yes, me too. Thank you. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Did you queue up? Oh, you didn't? Thank you.
Okay. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Go down and have presentations. Move it out of order. Our first presentation will be for our 90-year-old. She's not on the agenda, so you guys start Delta's walking this way. But we moving it up on the agenda, and then we'll go to introduction of Cal State Dominguez Hills interns, and item number 8. No? Is John Sinsung here today? Oh, okay. Hi there. How are you? Thank you. Colleagues, could you meet me near the podium?
How are you? Nice to see you. You too.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah,
Hey, how y'all doing? Congratulations on this. How are you? How are you? Good. Good to see you. All is well? Yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much. How you doing? Appreciate it.
Hey, darling. How are you? Come on in. Hi. Ooh, these Deltas in the house. All I want to say is happy birthday. AKA where is she?
Oh, y'all green gotta get behind.
Hey, Madam President. I love it. Well, where's my birthday? She's coming up. The birthday girl is coming up next to me.
I know.
Hey, darling. Hey.
How you doing?
Come on behind this side, Precious.
Yeah, don't be. Yeah, come on over here.
Come on.
Wow, look at your happy faces. Happy faces. So who you want to come out? Let the birthday girl. She's front and center. Come up here. I don't want the birthday girl covered up because I added you special to my agenda. Well, first of all, you can tell I'm a Delta because all of them came out. But today, we want to celebrate someone that's near and dear to Delta Sigma Theta, LA South Bay Alumni Chapter. She's turned 90 years young. Isn't she lovely? Yes. Still making cakes, sweet potato pies, lamb chops, Christmas, German chocolate cake, yummy for my tummy. She's still doing all that. She's just a blessing. And you were who were you? Pachanga this? What were you this weekend? Temecula. Temecula, getting a massage. I tell you, left me. Oh, but let's sing happy birthday to my lady on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joyce. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Thank you.
Yes. So this is a certificate of recognition presented to Joyce Marie Palmer Stevens in recognition of they forgot the number, so I'm going to have them redo it. Your birthday, I didn't tell them, I guess. Wishing you a day filled with fun, laughter, and wonderful memories. Enjoy every moment because you deserve it.
Thank you.
It's dated today, January 21st. It's signed by your mayor and your sorority sister, Lula Davis Holmes, Mayor Pro Tem. Where is Mayor Pro Tem? Well, let me hear your fraternity.
Kappa Alpha Psi.
In the house.
All right.
Cedric Hicks had to leave. He had an emergency with his family. He was here earlier. Councilmember Jim Deere and our councilwoman, Arlene Bogatia Rojas. Say happy birthday to you. Let me let you have a few words before we do a photo.
I just overlaid it with this birthday. I am been here more than 50 years.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. And also at my church, more than 50 years. But I love Carson. I love it. Thank you.
And Carson loves you. So let's do a quick photo here.
Wait.
What?
One more Sora coming in.
Where is she?
Here she is.
She's coming to the right. Sora Gideon's coming.
Hi, Sora. Hey, darlings. Hey. My birthday's in May.
Everyone on this? Oh, yeah. Just open up. You can open up this way, yeah. And then, ma'am, just put your head there. Yep.
Like this? Okay.
Turn in towards the mayor, ma'am.
Oh.
Turn in towards me.
Yeah, there you go. Turn in. There you go. Now maybe we put more people. There you go. Yep. Find your window. Ma'am, over there. Yeah. Certificate. Okay. All right. Make sure that birthday girl. There we go. Here we go. And then, ma'am, in the green, just lean back a little. There. Just in the green. And then, ma'am, behind her.
Linda.
You're leaning forward. There you go. Okay.
I want to see Linda.
Here we are. Okay, big smiles. And one more just because. Here we go. Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Why don't you guys just stay right here? Let me do this MLK real quick. Martin Luther King Jr. proclamation. Called Sore President of MLK.
Right here, right here.
MLK is in the house, so while you guys up here in your reds, we may as well do that too.
Yeah, I got you. This is
NAUW. Come on, Rebecca. Come on back up here.
William is MLK. Most of the council people are MLK too.
Come on. Yeah, we're not going to beg him but once. You said leave him alone. He don't want to be in it. Dr. Essie, where are you?
behind you, right behind you.
Well, you need to be up in front and center.
Okay, come up in front. I'm right here behind Julia.
Thank you. You guys all right?
Patriot.
Today, hold that for me, Councilman.
Right. I got it.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. Today we honor Dr. S.E. French Preston as an extraordinary leader, educator, and advocate for student success with a proclamation and celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. Dr. Preston has served as a member of the Martin Luther King Jr. Democratic Club of Carson for over 5 years. She's been a member, and now she's the president. She embodies Dr. King's visions through her tireless commitment to education and community. With over 3 decades as a counselor and educator, Dr. Preston has transformed countless lives, guiding students towards brighter futures. Please join me as we read this proclamation for my president of MLK. One of the first sorors that I met, and I fell in love with her some years ago because I just like her attitude, her spirit, and her caring and giving. She's a hard worker, but what can you say? She loves doing what she does, and that's serving her community. So this proclamation in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whereas Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. He was a Baptist minister, a social activist, who led the civil rights movement until his death by assassination on April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. Dr. King helped organize and lead the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which served as a platform for establishing national influence. Under his leadership, the SCLC advocated for civil rights, opposing legalized racial discrimination, disenfranchisement, and racial segregation of African Americans through nonviolent protests. The March on Washington, D.C. in 1963 demonstrated the power of nonviolent taxes to effect change, and Dr. King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 in recognition for his exceptional leadership skills in the principles of peace, nonviolence, and direct action. Whereas Dr. Martin Luther King's Jr. life and service is immortalized through the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, an annual federal holiday first observed in 1986 and observed as a state holiday in all 50 states beginning in the year 2000. And whereas the opportunities we observe in our community today were built on the backs of those that came before us, such as Dr. Martin Luther King. Whereas on January 15, 2025, the city of Carson celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy with an annual in-person tribute at the Carson Community Center. And whereas to commemorate his life and sacrifices, we must aspire to continue to make our communities better through services not only on Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, but throughout the year. Now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of Carson, California do hereby honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and call upon all of our citizens in our community to remember and honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through participation in community services projects throughout the year, like our president does. It's dated today, the 21st of January, and we are honored that you're here to accept this. And I want to thank you personally for all that you do and for all that you're going to continue to do. And you serve well in the role of president of the MLK Democratic Club. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank everyone here We want to always acknowledge our democratic process because we are free in this world, in a free country. And so we can do everything we can to make this world a better place, but we must do it through politics. So we must be active at all times. And our leader here, our fierce leader, the mayor of Carson, has been phenomenal. She's been all over the world advocating Carson. And so we're here to acknowledge all the great work that she's been doing. And when she does great work, we always step up to the plate. And we're there to support her in everything that she does to make this world a better place for all citizens of the United States of these Americas.
Woohoo! Let's turn around for a photo op.
Okay. So, my people in the back, just, yep. Make sure you can see the camera. I can see you, but if I can't see you, then if you can't see the camera, I can't see you. There you go. There it is. Beautiful. All right, I think that's everyone. Yep. All right, here we go. Beautiful. All right, the lady behind the purple, can you just stand on your tippy toes a little bit more? There you go. I just want to make sure I see everyone, and then make sure I can see you. Yeah, and then on your tippy toes. Okay, here we go. Ready? Thank you.
Thank you. Stay right there. I want to make sure we take a picture with just the Deltas right now so she can put it in her newspaper. And the rest of y'all go sit down. I just need the Deltas for your newspaper. Joyce.
Come on up.
Just the ladies. Deltas only. Come on, Monique. Make it quick.
All right.
Madam Mayor. Okay.
Well,
Next is the interns, but if you want to say.
key. Yeah, let's do the key to the city. John Sinsong, come on down. How are you? Come on down. How are you? Nice meeting you also.
Albert didn't come. He has to. He's leaving tomorrow.
Is he leaving tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be.
Come on.
A good brother. Thanks.
Come up here. Arlene's going to.
Oh, right here.
Yes. Come on this side of me. Come on this side of me.
Okay. This side.
No, you're in this
Gotcha.
place.
On that side.
In this side of me.
Wow. That's.
I only give out a few of these. I think this is my fifth one because they are something that we value here in the city of Carson. We only give it to certain people. Today is we gather to honor a truly remarkable family that sing songs. Their vision and dedication to our community service is well documented. Today we have John with us, who along with his family has touched the lives of so many Filipinos, not just in Philippines, but here in Carson, California, and across the United States, where there is a strong Filipino-American community. John is an unwavering advocate for success and empowerment. His passion for helping stands as a testament to the strength of the Filipino-American community and the boundless possibilities that arise when we lift one another up. And we just want to say thank you. I'm going to have Councilwoman read this key to you.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. So it says here to John Singson. In recognition of your distinguished community service, entrepreneurship, and leadership, you proudly continue the legacy of the prominent and respected Sing Sun family, and I want to thank you because they hosted me in the Philippines when I was there, so thank you to your family. And their contributions to the Filipino community in the Philippines and the United States, especially here in the city of Carson. Presented by the Mayor, Lula Davis Holmes, this 21st day of January 2025, on behalf of the City Council and the citizens of Carson, California, congratulations. I do want to mention our dear friend, Albert Robles, who you are great friends with, and the two of you have done a remarkable, have contributed to the city of Carson, and we look forward to you continuing that partnership with us. So thank you, John Singson, and the key to the city. Yes.
Yes. Good evening, guys. Thank you, first of all, for this prestigious award. I'd never thought I'd get this. And I want to congratulate you guys for being such a good service to the community as well. My family has been in public service for 103 years total in the Philippines. So I just want to share that from being the most notorious city in the country, we're now the 5th richest city in the country. So I'm very thankful and honored to be here, and thankful for everyone that came to witness this. I'll forever cherish this award. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Come on down.
Mrs.
This is Diamond, my wife.
My diamond.
Yes.
Okay, how are you? Let's get a photo with her.
You're always welcome in our home. And you as well. Good to see you.
I'm on my way there.
Thank you.
Yes.
You have to come and visit.
She always visits her home there. Just let us know. Thank you. Always good to see you, brother.
Thank you. Please, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll speak to you soon.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you.
Oh, hold on. One last. Can we get a photo of me and the mayor? Is that okay?
Of
Just
course.
one time, please.
Of course.
Okay, okay.
Come on over and sit. One more. You've got a group.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
What's next? Are the interns here? Are the interns? We could do them out the LA Galaxy. LA Galaxy in the house. Woo! Wow, bring that table on down. Did you know we were champions? We are the champions. LA Galaxy, all right. Hi there. I want my picture.
All right.
Stay right here, stay right here, stay right here. LA Galaxy. Councilwoman, you want to read all this?
Sure. Yes. All right. How exciting. Okay, the LA Galaxy, congratulations for winning the Western Conference Championship and Major League Soccer Cup Championship of the 2024 season. Yes, whereas the LA Galaxy, one of the Major League soccer, most successful and iconic franchises, continues to set the standard for excellence in American soccer, having earned its 6th MLS Cup championship for the 2024 season, securing their place as the most successful team in MLS history. Yes, and whereas the Galaxy's historic 6th MLS Cup history achieved with a 2-1 triumph over the Eastern Conference champion New York Red Bulls on December 7th, 2024, further solidifies the club's legacy of excellence, perseverance, and skill. Whereas the Galaxy's extraordinary journey to the 2024 MLS Cup include a dominating performance in the Audi 2024 MLS playoffs, highlighted by a decisive 5-0 victory over the Colorado Rapids, and a 4-1 win in Colorado, a stunning 6-2 defeat of Minnesota United in the Western Conference semifinals, and a 1-0 victory over the Seattle Sounders in the Western Conference final, ultimately earning them the opportunity to host the MLS Cup at Dignity Health Sports Park. And whereas the Galaxy has built an unparalleled legacy in Major League Soccer with a total of 6, again, Cup titles, 1996, 2002, 2011, 2014, and 2024. 4 Supporters Shield titles, and 10 MLS Cup final appearances, the most in the league history, demonstrating sustained dominance and commitment to excellence in the sport. The club has long been on the forefront of soccer in the United States, consistently attracting international superstars like David Beckham, Robbie Keane, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Did I get that right? Woo! I love it. While raising the profile of MLS and American soccer on the global stage. The Galaxy has fostered significant contributions to soccer development, both in the field and the community through its youth academics, strong community outreach programs, and passionate support for the growth of soccer in Southern California. Whereas its enduring commitment to excellency, remarkable success, and steadfast dedication to community engagement, the LA Galaxy continues to inspire future generations of soccer players, coaches, and fans, both locally and globally. So therefore, it is proclaimed that the mayor, city council, and the citizens of the city of Carson, California, celebrate and honor the LA Galaxy, its players, coaches, staff, and fans for their remarkable achievements oh, yes, right here, Cosmo. Yes. And fans for their remarkable achievements in securing the 2024 Western Conference Championship and MLS Cup Championship, and for their continued role as a dominant force in the growth and success of Major League Soccer and American soccer at large. Let's give them a big round of applause. Woo! Dated today, the 21st of 2025, by our mayor and city council and everybody in the community. Yay. Congratulations. Yes. Woo!
You didn't know you had champions right here in Carson. All right. And to these wonderful ladies that are, come on up, ladies. They need to see this ladies. It's a ladies' night. Oh, and yours too. But I just want to say we're proud of the fact that we are champions. And next time we win, next year, we want a parade. We want a parade. Right. The Dodgers won, they got a parade. Yeah. We got champions here. See this big old trophy?
Want another one?
Yeah. We claim it. So let you have a few words.
Sure. Well, that's quite the tough act to follow with those comments. So thank you. I think one thing maybe that wasn't touched on is We are entering in our 30th season in MLS, of which this will be our 23rd season when we kick off on February 23rd against our new rivals down the street in San Diego. But touching on last year, what you maybe didn't mention is we were undefeated at home. Awesome. And we were undefeated in our home in Carson. And that means as much as anything that our fans, our community showed up to encourage us, to cheer for us for 20 plus games last season. And we're just incredibly thankful and honored to be a part of this community and everything the community gives back to us. So again, really appreciative. I'm gonna do our best we are gonna do our best to try to bring home number 7, but we are very proud of number 6 right now.
Yes. Well, we're proud also. So this is for you, proclamation. And I have another one for the LA Galaxy. And it says, yeah, well, in recognition of you. But we read all this. It's all in there. So this is for you. All of this is in that little short version. So come on up. We're champions. We are the champions. So let's take a picture with this photo and
Lift it up.
Maybe tuck it the other way. Tuck it the other way so we can see.
We'll do one like this and then we'll go, okay? Here we go. Beautiful. And then Carson, will you lift it up for us? It's heavy.
yes. AEG, I thought I had another one.
Yes.
AEG. I'm gonna let you read this. I have MPT, come on up.
This is a proclamation for AEG. They are in the mighty District 1, matter of fact. So AEG, a global leader in entertainment and sports, and the parent company of the LA Galaxy, has demonstrated unparalleled commitment and support to the success of the LA Galaxy Soccer Club. And whereas AEG's visionary leadership and substantial resources have played a pivotal role in guiding the LA Galaxy to achieve remarkable milestones, including the recent victories in the Western Conference and Major League Soccer MLS Cup Championship. Whereas the accomplishments of the LA Galaxy and the AEG stand as a beacon of inspiration for aspiring soccer players, coaches, fans, reinforcing the esteemed legacy of the LA Galaxy and as one of the most successful, revered clubs in the MLS. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the mayor and the city council of the citizens of Carson, California, hereby proclaim that AEG has demonstrated exemplary leadership, dedication, and commitment to excellence, elevating the sport of soccer and bringing immense pride to the city of Carson and to the broader MLS community for their outstanding achievement and their enduring legacy in the world of sports and entertainment. Let's give it up for AEG.
AEG. Katie.
Well, on behalf of AEG and the LA Galaxy, as Tom mentioned, we couldn't be more proud to be a part of this community, and we can't wait to bring home trophy number 7.
Because I'm going to have a parade. And a parade. Come, and Tamla.
Well, we're just happy. Like I said, we've been here. This is our 23rd season here in the city of Carson. So we just thank you for always being there for us and coming out to all of our community events. And we're just happy to be here. And we're going to bring home number 7, number 8, number 9.
So you must bring home number 7 while I'm still the mayor. So you got 4 years to do that. Okay. I gave you a window. I gave you a window. Okay. This is for AEG. Okay. Yes. So let's take a photo.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, here we are. Oh. And then Madam Mayor, just Cosmo's head. Okay.
Thank you, Cosmo. Could I get a photo with just Cosmo?
With just him.
Yes. Him.
He's a good dancer.
Thank you. You want me to hold it? No, put it around there. There you go. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. Come on, Carson.
Yeah, yeah. Here, lift it. Okay, here you go. Lift it. Oh, this is heavy.
Okay, what's next?
Are we good?
I think we have another one. Oh, the interns. Thank you so much. Are the interns here? You have a presentation, which she has a
Presentation first?
To the city? Oh, great. We'll let her do her thing first.
I thought they had a presentation.
We have a new staff person. I'm gonna let our assistant city manager introduce her to you this evening because we're excited that she has joined our team. And everyone needs to know who our new HR manager is.
So if I can have Brenda come up here, she needs to be thoroughly embarrassed in front of everyone. Thank you.
Can't be embarrassed here in Carson.
So, Madam Mayor, Council, this is Brenda Cubillo. She's our new HR manager. We transplanted her from the city of Long Beach to join our team, and she's been incredibly effective. Been here, I think, just shy of 1 month. About a month, yep, and she keeps coming back. So we're happy to have her. And she's leading a great team alongside, she's number 2 to our HR director, Josh Boudreau. So thank you.
And is she going to introduce the interns or what?
I actually think Joy,
Joy?
is one of our HR staff, is going to assist, yes.
Do we need to stay here?
She has a presentation.
Okay, well, I'll go take a seat. Well, we're gonna go in the middle. We're going up to take a seat. They have, yeah.
Oh, you have a video?
Just a slideshow.
Just slideshow.
Slideshow.
Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem and Council. My name is Joy Griffin, and I will be doing the introduction of the 2024-2025 CSUDH Administrative Internship for Mentorship Program. So as you guys know, I was once a part of the inaugural of the mentorship program. I just want to say thank you to Council and Madam Mayor for allowing me to be a part of this beautiful opportunity. As I finished my senior year, I was honored to be accepted into the program. I was placed in Human Resources Department. I gained so much experience. I was honored to spearhead the Summer Youth Employment Program along with my beautiful team of HR. And then I just want to emphasize that I was honored to be accepted to be a City of Carson employee. As you guys know, in my last council meeting, I emphasized I didn't want to leave, and now I'm here to stay. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you to my director, Josh Boudreau, who's in his absence, just for allowing me to see the potential that I'm living the city models as future unlimited. I plan here to be as long as possible, if you guys allow, and to see where the future may take me. And also, I have the opportunity to actually be peer-to-peer mentor for the next interns of this program. So it's like a full circle moment for me. I was once an intern in this program. now I was able to welcome the new interns into this program as well. So it's just a beautiful experience to see in full picture. So here, as you see, are our new interns. Unfortunately, because school started this week, we only have 2 that were able to make it tonight. As you know, the City of Carson has permitted students to gain on-the-job training to help them become competitive in the working world. We have now entered 12 new interns for the 2024-2025 Internship Mentorship Program. As you know, last year there was only 8, so 12 is a beautiful growth, and I hope that we will see more. Sorry. Oh yes, and it's a paid internship as well. So 12 paid interns are welcome to the city. The interns are placed in 5 departments within the city: community development, PIO, finance accounting, community services, and public works.
Great.
And lastly, that was all. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Once again, I just want to emphasize, thank you so much for allowing me to have this opportunity and to stand in front of you guys to show that this program means a lot. It was a lot during my I did it during my senior year. I was working at the school and here too, and then also trying to find a place to live all at once. So when I say this program has, in the city as a whole, has just supported me, uplifted me during my time here, and I just want to say thank you as many times as I can, because it really has helped me. And if you guys may, I would like to present just 2 goodie City of Carson swag bags to the interns to welcome them up here as well. And if you guys, if you guys can come down just to take a quick photo op with them, and that would be acceptable. So to here we have Diego Rodriguez and Yahweh Lay. You're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you. You're gonna learn a lot here, that's for sure.
I already have.
Yeah, how are you?
Thank you once again.
I'm good. How are you? Come stand in the middle. Right here.
Congratulations.
Oh, hi.
Congrats.
Nice to meet you.
Come on, in the middle.
Joy, if you don't
There
mind.
you go. Of course. We're here. We're good.
Sorry.
Madam Mayor, if I may, can we have the rest of the HR department that's here to support Joy and the interns come up for a quick photo op as well? They're all excited. They're back here supporting after work, so that would be awesome. Thank you, guys.
The whole team's here.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Taller than me, come on. You should get in center too. No, we're a team. There you go. You don't have to squat, it's okay. That guy, he's pretty tall. Just take a little step forward. There we go, now you can fit in behind. There.
Do you need more on that side? You're good?
I think we're good.
Okay,
Good.
good.
Yeah, perfect. Just make sure you're seen. Oh, you don't.
There.
There it is. There it is. Okay. You know what, sir? You can actually just move. Yep. Perfect. You got it. All right. Ready? Here we go. Beautiful. Big smiles, everyone. Lovely. Thank you so much.
We're gonna move out and the council, and then you can take pictures of just the HR staff.
Yes.
Just the HR staff. I might want to keep.
Brenda, you should get in the middle.
No.
And the next item, number 10, is a presentation by Z&K Consultants on a proposed Civic Center redevelopment specific plan project. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. So we'll have a brief presentation by Z&K as stated there on the, oh, it looks like we put, oh, no, this is not a presentation. Looks like
Oh, this is Cal Water.
this is Cal Water. We'll do Cal Water then, if that's
Okay,
okay
come
with
on
you,
up, Cal Water.
Madam Mayor. Okay, so I will introduce Cal Water Service, investing in our communities. We have representatives from Cal Water. I believe Kimberly and her team is here, and they're going to be presenting a brief presentation to the rest of the residents and the council. Thank you.
Inviting us to speak tonight. My name is Kevin McCusker. I'm the Director of Government and Community Affairs. I've met some of you virtually during the lockdown period, but I'm really pleased to be here in person. Kimberly Caballero is here, my colleague from Government and Community Affairs, as well as Richard Garcia, who's from our local operations team. I also am delivering apologies from Ralph Felix, who I know you all know very well, our district manager. Ralph's fantastic, but he was called up to San Jose and was unable to be here today. So unfortunately, you get the B team today. So I'll do my best to stay on task. I know you have a busy agenda. So we're here to talk a little bit of Cal Water. You guys are very familiar with us, so I'll go quickly here. From an overall standpoint, Cal Water was formed in 1926, so we're coming up on our 100th anniversary. We serve areas up and down California, 2 million different Californians, about 500,000 service connections. We go from Chico in the north all the way down to Palos Verdes Peninsula, just south of here. If you take all the pipe that we have in, all the water main that we have in the state of California and you laid it end to end, it would stretch from Manhattan to Beijing. So it's a fairly big enterprise that we're managing on the state scale. But what we're really worried about is Cal Water here in what we call our Rancho Dominguez area. We have been part of this community since 2000. We have 107 local employees. I always like to highlight this because they have a combined 1,281 years of local experience or of experience. We tend to get really good people and we tend to retain really good people. They've combined for over 220 professional certifications. Those are the men and women who actually operate the water system here. Specifically in Carson, we've got 160 miles of main. There's 6 wells, 13 storage tanks you can see, as well as our 1,500 fire hydrants, give or take. So that's just a look at kind of going from our state scale and then drilling in more specifically to our operation here in Carson. As I mentioned, we've been operating this system since 2000, and we try to remain active here in Carson as we do with all of our communities. We want to be part of the community. We want to really support the community. We're members of the chamber, and we support various groups here. And of course, you can recognize the photo there from the great conservation landscaping work that we partnered with the city on just recently. I want to talk a little bit, since we had that picture of the conservation landscape. Conservation is really important to Cal Water, and it should be important to all Californians, and there's a number of reasons for that. One, conservation is a good thing because it's the best way to steward a limited and precious resource, which is the water in California, and we all know that California struggles with the issue of water scarcity. So treating it as the precious resource it is important. But also, we provide customers with conservation programs so they can better control their bills. If you use less water, you pay less than somebody who uses more water. That's also an important principle. We've also invested in quite a bit of research that indicates that water conservation and water efficiency drives down the overall cost of the enterprise, which also passes on further savings to our customers. So some of the things that we have available, people can check it out, www.calwater.com, conservation, lawn to garden rebate, that's what our turf replacement program has been rebranded as, high efficiency appliances for the home, irrigation controllers. And I really want to highlight the Smart Landscape Tune-Up program. If there's anybody out there who has outdoor landscaping, that's one of the largest consumers of water, particularly in the summer. In a place like California, outdoor irrigation can account for anywhere from 60 to 80% of residential water use in the summer months. With the Smart Landscape Tune-Up program, you sign up. It's a popular program, so you might have to wait, but when your turn comes up, we send an expert out who evaluates your entire landscaping and irrigation system. That person, he or she, will present us with a report making recommendations for changes in landscaping and irrigation equipment, repairs, et cetera. And if the customer agrees to that, all the work, the labor and the parts are no charge. So it's a great way to really look at your outdoor landscaping and tune it up and make it more water efficient. And so we want people to take advantage of those opportunities. Of course, nothing is more important than actual public health and water quality. We conduct more than 500,000 tests across California every year. Here in just locally, we conducted almost 13,000 water quality tests in 2023. We don't have the final numbers on 2024 yet. I'm sorry for that. It's among the safest water in the nation. And if you look at the typical customer usage profile, if you're using the typical amount of water, you're paying about a penny or less per gallon. So let's talk a little bit about water infrastructure investment. From 2013 to 2022, up and down the state, we invested $1.5 billion in infrastructure. Infrastructure, like all other things, has a useful lifespan. And when that's, whether it be a well, a pump, a mile of main, when it has come to the end of its useful lifespan, it has to be replaced. If you do not replace it, you create all kinds of problems. Not only could you cause incidents within the community, you could lose water, which, as we've talked about, is precious. And planning ahead and doing things before they become bigger problems is more cost-effective than responding to emergency events. So that's what we try to do. Here in our Dominguez district, we've invested a little over $71 million over that same horizon. And that's the larger service area, not just Carson. But I want to talk a little bit more about what we're proposing right now. We have a filing with the PUC, which I'm sure I know the city is aware of, and the city is a party to that proceeding, as is appropriate. I know that you're looking out for your constituents, which is part of the reason we're here to talk to you today. This proposal is going to replace more than 22,000 feet of water main just here in Carson. That represents 48% of all the proposed replacement here in our South Bay region. We're replacing some pumps. We have a new well. We're going to rehab an existing well. It's really important for us to look back at groundwater in this area, which is a more cost-effective way to serve our customers than purchase surface water. So this is in no way an exhaustive look at what we want to do in this current proposal. This is just kind of hitting some of the highlights there, as well as a breakdown of how the money is. If you see the graphic off to the left, about 44 cents out of every dollar that a customer pays is just for purchased water. That's water production costs. 31% is capital improvements. That makes up the vast majority of what goes into what comprises customer bills. So we are committed to being transparent, and there is a process for that. And of course, these types of things do have effects. So we want to let people know. People have received mailers with regard to public participation hearings coming up on Thursday. It's a remote one. So people can go to the PUC website, right, and log in and watch that. They can also follow the instructions there and make comments if they have complaints or comments or even support for some of the investment we're doing. They can weigh in during those public participation hearings. They're going to be 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. And customers have received notices of that. We've mailed those out to every customer. And of course, these type of work, it does have an effect on customer bills. And hold on, there we go. So as proposed right now, if you meet the typical customer profile in Carson, which is 7 CCFs per month, you actually see a slight reduction in your water bill at 7 CCFs. Now that's making a huge assumption. That represents the center of the bell curve, so it does represent the majority of the customers here. However, water use is a bell curve, so there are people who use more water, there are people who use less, and of course water use is also seasonal, which is most customers use more water in the summer than they do in the non-summer months. So I just want to add that caveat of what we're looking at when we're talking about that small decrease. Now, that small decrease is in 2026. It's a 3-year cycle. Customers would see an increase in years 2 and year 3. So the decrease by month in year 1 would be about 34 cents for that typical bill. The increase in year 2 would be a little bit less than $3, $2.92. And the increase in year 3 would be a little bit more than $3, $3.05. So that's what you're looking at as proposed. Now, of course, the commission doesn't have to, and in my experience, never does grant what you propose. So, we'll see what the outcome of the proceeding is. But that's what the bill effects would be of our work based on our proposal. And of course, we're also continuing to promote our customer assistance program for people who qualify and conservation programs, because that is a great way to control your bill. This is just about the process. Again, I know you guys are very familiar with this, and the city is a party to this. So we make a proposal. We're not the ones who actually set the rates, although we do propose what the cost of service is going to be and what the necessary revenue is to operate the system. And then the commissioners decide how that's actually going to, what the outcome of that is. There's also, it is somewhat of it's not a combative process, but it is an adversarial process. And that is that there is an advocates group, the California Public Advocates Office, and their whole role in this process is they are autonomous within the commission to challenge our proposal. They go through our proposal. They want to make sure that the things that we are suggesting we need to do are actually necessary and prudent and to the benefit of customers. And if they don't think that something is necessary, and prudent and to the benefit of customers, then they oppose it. And it kind of goes back and forth there like that. I want to point this out, and I can understand that people would be skeptical of this, but it is sincere. The Public Advocate's mission is to obtain the lowest possible rate for service consistent with reliable and safe service, right? You want bills to be low, but you also need the water to be safe, and you need the water to be there when you turn the faucet. So you're trying to balance those 3 things. And I can't stress this enough. That's our goal too. Now, we might see things differently as far as what is prudent and necessary than the California Public Advocates Office does at times, and that's the nature of the process. But we want the same thing. We want safe, reliable water service that is affordable. I think all parties want it, even if we see things potentially from different angles. We're quite sincere in that. And if anybody has any questions or wants to learn more, calwater.com/IIP, which is our infrastructure improvement plan. And not only is there a landing page there with general information, there's also specific information for every service district. And so I just wanted to open it up for questions in case anybody had anything they'd like me to talk about further.
Any questions from my colleagues? No? Well, thank you. I think we kind of discussed this prior to the meeting. I'm going to allow my residents. Do you have any questions or concerns? Don't call us, call.
We're always available. And so if people do have questions, we're more than happy to meet and talk with them. I think you have Kimberly's contact info. She has mine. I'll leave some cards. And if you do find that there are customers who are confused or don't want to talk to customer service, would rather talk to me or Kimberly, we're always available.
Kimberly, come down so we can meet you.
Yeah, I think you all know Angie Gilbride was my
Angie?
colleague for a long time. Angie went on an amicable split with Cal Water to pursue another career opportunity, and we're really pleased to have Kimberly Caballero as our new colleague in Southern California.
Thank you. I've met most of you. I started as the regional public affairs manager at the end of September. So still getting the lay of the land and getting to know you, but I'm here, I'm local, I'm out of our Torrance office. I live in San Pedro myself, so I'm very close by. And like Kevin said, we're committed to being transparent here and answering questions and being a part of this community as we have for the last 24, 25 years. So looking forward to continuing to work with you.
Well, thank you for that presentation. And I know we have your card, so thank you very much for coming out. And enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Mr. City Manager, are we ready for our presentation with ZK Consultants? Are they?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. As our staff gets ready, there'll be a presentation being provided by Z&K Consultants, incorporated on the proposed Civic Center redevelopment specific plan process. So this is just something really exciting. This is something that the staff has been working on feverishly behind the scenes, as you well know, Madam Mayor and Council. And so the public may not know necessarily, but they're going to find out tonight exactly what has been happening, again, behind the scenes, but for what the Civic Center plan is. And so without further ado, I'm going to allow Z&K to introduce themselves, as Brittany so patiently has been waiting. So thank you so much.
Pro Tem, can you hear me now? Okay. Good evening, everyone. City Council, thank you for allowing us to present tonight. I'm Brittany Dune. I'm a project manager with Z&K Consultants. So this is our contract. We're very excited to team with Gruen as well as some other consultants. So I will have Larry go through a short, brief presentation, just giving some background and some more information about the contract. So thank you.
Okay, hi. I'm Larry Schlossberg with Gruen Associates. We're architects and planners and landscape architects. And we started doing work for Carson last year on some visioning for the new future Civic Center, and we'll give you some glimpses of that. Yes, okay, thank you. So the team that has been assembled under Z&K includes all the disciplines needed to prepare a Civic Center specific plan and master plan for the redevelopment of a new Civic Center, including economics and traffic, environmental documents, infrastructure and civil engineering, cost estimating, and the performing arts component. So the development process, the development of the plan process includes a number of tasks. First, the development of a Civic Center specific plan. The specific plan will streamline the entitlement process for a new Civic Center development and set up the planning, zoning, and urban design framework for the new development. Second task is programming of the civic facilities. We need to know how big things need to be and what they need to do and what sort of facilities are in them. So we'll be working with you and city staff to determine those basic quantities of how big a city hall needs to be for Carson going into the future. Based on that, we will prepare a high-level concept architectural design of the Civic Center facilities, and we will do that in collaboration with the council, and with the city manager's office, and others within the city. And that will feed into a cost estimate for redeveloping or building a new Civic Center with its varied civic facilities. And then finally, preparation of secret documentation, which is very important to streamline the entitlement process for new facilities. You're all familiar with the existing conditions of the Civic Center. Largely now, the whole 11 acres is occupied by surface parking, the City Hall and the Events Center. So we prepared several alternatives and developed the preferred concept vision plan. This is very, very high level. It does not deal with the interior workings of the buildings and such, but just is prepared to give an overall feel, a character of what a new Civic Center might be like. This is an aerial view showing a new high-rise resort hotel on one of the surface lots, new City Hall, housing, and a performing arts center. Some other views of that vision, City Hall, performing arts, and the hotel. And then after the vision was produced, we did some studies to look at what the character of a new City Hall might be like for the city of Carson. We developed several alternatives in different configurations, and we actually now are working on another pass at that, combining some alternatives and based on feedback that we've gotten from council and the city manager's office. The estimated schedule is fairly quick for this kind of project, basically an 8-month schedule, and so we'll be working probably into September with various milestones as you see in the schedule at the end of various weeks of the study. And that's it. Hope that was quick and sweet.
Questions from any of my colleagues? None? Well, hearing none, we will proceed. Thank you.
Questions?
As we continue with this project, I'm sure you'll be coming back.
We will.
You will.
You'll
8
be
months
seeing
will go by.
a lot of you. We'll
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, 8 months will go by before you know it. So thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, thank you. And to our residents, we are dreaming big. Looks good? Okay. I'm going to take the liberty to move up item number 30, staff, and then we'll go back to our agenda, but I know we have some guests here that have something they need to do. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This particular item, I'll allow our Assistant City Manager, John Raymond, to introduce, as there is going to be an opportunity to speak during discussion. I believe may even be a presentation involved, but I'm going to allow our Assistant City Manager to introduce this one.
So, Madam Mayor, good evening. This item is the approval of a memorandum of understanding between a number of different agencies in the city of Carson, Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, County Sanitation District number 2 of Los Angeles County, West Basin Municipal Water District, and the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. And representatives of each of those districts are here this evening. The MOU is really, it's the result of negotiations that we've had over the last couple of years with Metropolitan Water District, and MWD is proposing and is designing a very large project in the city of Carson, their Pure Water project, which would be located at the Sanitation District facility down on Figueroa Main Street. That involves, it's a 150 million gallon a day water treatment plant that would then pump water from Carson all the way into the San Gabriel Valley up to Irwindale. And I think there's a number of other locations that the water would go through. And it starts with an 84-inch pipe that would go through the city of Carson down, largely down Sepulveda. We're working on right-of-way and negotiating issues on that. And then up Alameda, over Delamo, I think up the LA River, and then to Points East. And so we started negotiating a kind of community benefits agreement and all of that related to the actual construction. And the mayor and the council are always very keen on local hiring, job training, providing opportunities for youth, and other aspects of like that. So we have not dropped the negotiation on the other benefits, but we put them on pause in order to negotiate an agreement with them on local hiring and job training and things like that, really for the Pure Water project. One of the things on Pure Water, though, is that the construction would start, let's say this year, next year, but it's not operational till 2032. So nobody's going to be working at it for 5 or 6 years. So what we talked about was a number of programs that are related to the construction and really just general training in the water industry. And like cities, special districts, and these public utilities have the same issues with retention, hiring, and people retiring and trying to bring people into the workforce. So led by Luigi Thomas, who's here, and Brenda Martinez at MWD, they assembled, we had Zoom calls with like 25 people on it. They brought in the sanitation district, they brought in West Basin, and then we brought in the WIB, Workforce Investment Board, to really start to talk about, and this is the first of a series of MOUs around internship, mentorship, training, hiring. And so this is really, again, the first of many MOUs, but it's they are working together now on K-12 and on internship and mentorship programs. And the WIB is an important partner because they're, the agencies generally have their own internship programs, or they have programs of that type. But what the WIB can do is wrap around kind of an overall internship program that they can get funding for, and they can pay for interns, and they're really an important partner to it. So they're bringing all this to the city of Carson, and we're agreeing to help them market it and identify folks that participate in the program and really help to really kind of launch this program. This is the first thing. The second part of it ultimately is that there's going to be a whole training component really related specifically to Pure Water, but just generally to the water industry themselves or itself. And we have had a number of discussions with Cal State University at Dominguez Hills, particularly their College of Continuing Education. Kim McNutt is the director there, Dean McNutt. And they do a lot of, they can customize a curriculum. And there's a different license that ultimately is going to be required for this really cutting edge, state-of-the-art plan. And we're working with them. We decided to focus on this for the immediate, but that's part of the longer term strategy to really develop a full training program to get people trained in really this cutting edge water treatment obligation. So there are a number of folks here. I mentioned Luigi Thomas, who's the DEI officer for Metropolitan Water District. Brenda Martinez is a workforce development manager. Jan Vogel, the executive director, from the South Bay Workforce Investment Board is here. Sherelle Cooks, who's the one-stop manager and workforce development manager with the South Bay Web. The sanitation district, I think Erica Terrell is a DEI manager for the Sand District is here. And I think Daryl Ramos Young, who's a public information specialist from West Basin. So they're all here. If you want to bring them up and just have them say hello and say a couple of words about their program, I think they'd be happy to do it.
Come on down.
And then we can approve the agreement. And if you want to take a photo, you can take a photo. Yep.
Photo. While they're coming down, I want to firstly thank you, JR, for this MOU. I've been asking for this for 3 years now. It was on my things to do list.
Well, this specific one, 1 year.
Okay. But when I met with the sanitation district and they started educating me on this pure water project, my first thing is how it's going to benefit Carson, and as far as job training and preparing ourselves for the future, because this is going to be all eyes are going to be on Carson. And what I requested when I met with the sanitation district is that they develop a job training program for our residents, and that they not only developed a training program, I wanted our youth to be trained and then placed into jobs that were already existing. So in 2032, when the plant opened up, all of our residents would have to do is to move into those new jobs, because all too often we hear about jobs opening up and our young people don't have the skills to make that transition to full employment. And I've said it for years now that everyone is not going to college. I think that was a mistake that our educators made when they came up and said, well, all kids are going to college. Well, that's not true. Young people need trades. They need alternatives. They need avenues to make a living wage and better. And when I started looking at the salaries that all of these jobs paid, and then Mr. Vogel called me and said, well, I want to be a part of that project also. And it snowballed from just a meeting with the sanitation district into what you see today, because in 2032, that facility is going to be operational. I won't be here sitting in this desk in 2032, but if you hear me say all the time, a sharp pencil is better than a long memory, that's why this
that's directed at me.
That's why this MOU is very, very, very important. And when I first presented it to JR, he said, well, for what? And we have another one we're going to be bringing forward also. This is just the beginning, because the person that I started these conversations with is no longer with the sanitation district. And had we not started this process of writing it down, it would have gotten lost in the shuffle. And I think it's very important for us as a city to make sure that our residents are taken care of, because this facility is right here in the city of Carson. And it's shame on us if we don't have, and I've already asked for 30% of those jobs to be filled by Carson residents, by the way. You can only ask that, but if you don't ask for something, I always say a closed mouth doesn't get fed. But I think it's very important for us to do these type of MOUs so that when it's time for these facilities to open up in our back door, that we have people in these positions that don't have to be trained, but they'll be ready to be trained. And so Jan and all the staff that's here tonight, I want to thank you. And I really want to thank JR, because he was saying, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. And I kept it on my things to do list. He thought I was going to forget, I think. But I kept it on my things to do list, and he says, I got it. So here we are today with an MOU, and this sanitation district is not supposed to open until 2032. But Carson, to all the young people out there, you will be ready, if you want to transfer from a job training into a position. And that has been my goal. And Mr. City Manager, that's our motto, our initiative this year is investing in our young people, and this is a step in the right direction. And it's all unfolding for some reason. So thank you. Come down and introduce yourself. Jan.
All right, I'll go first. Jan Vogel, the CEO, Executive Director of South Bay Workforce Investment Board. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Mayor, you're the one that led this thing, and we injected ourselves or inserted ourselves into the system. And what our goal is the same as yours. Our goal is to get as many Carson residents as we can trained properly so we can put them into these jobs. But we're not going to wait till 2032 to do it. We're going to start immediately. We're going to target the high school kids. We're going to target the college kids. We're going to just target Carson residents that want to get into the water treatment programs. And there are so many different occupations involved that I learned so much from West Basin Water, and they hired a number of our interns already. So we're going to design the programs, the training, based upon what the individual water occupations require. And what that is, that's what we're going to teach them. And we're going to teach them also in general how to get a job and how to keep a job. So Carson's going to benefit, and we're going to count numbers, make sure that Carson gets their share, more than their share, that they get. It's a Carson facility. We want Carson people working there. So we thank you very much for allowing us to participate.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening, Mayor and council members. I am Lee G. Thomas, the Chief Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Officer for the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Thank you so much for inviting us here and letting us share how excited we are about this partnership. We share your enthusiasm, Mayor. We know that jobs change lives and that not everyone is destined for college, so creating those pathways to high-paying jobs is absolutely critical in terms of our DEI commitment in the diverse communities we serve. I want to thank Brenda Martinez, who led the effort, as well as nothing great gets done without partnership. So an enormous debt of gratitude to our partners, the City of Carson, LA County Sanitation District, West Basin, as well as South Bay Workforce Investment District. And really thank you so much to the City of Carson, to you, Mayor Lula Davis Holmes, and really for this transformational, really groundbreaking effort to, at the end of the day, impact lives for the residents of Carson. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
To the council and to the mayor, my name is Erica Terrell. I am the DEI programs manager at the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts. On behalf of the sanitation districts, I just want to thank you all for the opportunity to partner and place these internship and educational opportunities forward. Also, as a Carson resident myself, I'm extremely happy to ensure that we're providing opportunities for residents, for our youth, and ensuring that the jobs that are going to be created in our community will stay in the community. So I'm incredibly happy to see this. I'm incredibly happy to ensure that we continue this partnership throughout our schools and that young children have access to learn about water and water futures. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, Mayor, members of the council. My name is Daryl Ramos-Young. I'm the Public Information Specialist for West Basin Municipal Water District, and we are so happy that the City of Carson is such a wonderful recycled water customer, receiving water pumped all the way from El Segundo through your pipelines and helping conserve water that way for all your irrigation and commercial needs here. This cooperative agreement is a wonderful opportunity because, as you know, we as an agency already have a wealth of education programs from kindergarten through 12th grade. In the classrooms, we do attend many career fairs, as well as offer free field trips with paid bus transportation to our working facility, El Segundo, so students can be immersed in the water industry and see all the potential careers that they could opt for. Now this will be a wonderful coordinated effort with even more partners to expand that reach. So we look forward to expanding our current paid internship program, of which we already have 2 interns who we hire through the South Bay Work Enforcement Board. We look forward to having even more in the years to come.
Thank you.
So
Next.
that concludes our report.
That's it. Hi, Gabby. Who is that? Well, Sanitation District. How are you?
Hi, how are you guys?
I'm good.
Great. My name is Genesis. I'm with the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts. I'm here with my colleague Erica Terrell, DEI manager, and I just wanted to echo what she said. We've been your neighbors since 1928, and we're very excited to be able to move this forward and bring more Carson residents to the sanitation district and to our plant. And we're not going to stop there. I will promise you that we're not going to stop there. We're going to do everything we can to help make Carson a great place to be. So thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, one little thing that I was asked to tell you. We are planning an event at our Warren facility later this year. I'll be back with more information, but we're already talking with City of Carson staff to make it happen, and I'm really excited and I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think we were going to partner on that event that's coming up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, I didn't tell you that, but we're part.
Good evening. I'm Sherelle Cooks with the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. I'm the manager of the Carson AJCC on site at the Civic Center. While my executive director said it all with respect to what we have to offer and what we have to provide for the City of Carson residents, I just wanted to make note about the special relationship that we have with the City of Carson. We're appreciative of all of the opportunities that we have to collaborate with the City of Carson to provide the residents the creative opportunities that they need for workforce and economic development. We are here to do everything that we can creatively, economically, with respect to workforce and labor and training, so much so that we're actually reaching out to the little people, as I call them. We're going to, from kindergarten up to seniors in high school, to make sure that not only do they have an understanding, but they have the broad mindset to know that whatever that they see and whatever we're providing, that they will have an opportunity to access those things. And it's because of our partnerships with the City of Carson. And it not only happens with this project, but we're extending again. We're going to come back and share some information. We're already meeting with the mayor's staff about the next upcoming huge career fairs that we're going to have here in the City of Carson. So we're here on site with you all to do what's necessary, to provide what's necessary for the Carson residents. So thank you for those opportunities.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. And to JR, when this MOU is finalized, ready for signing, or?
I believe it's ready for signing, so we'll circulate it.
We'll circulate. I'd like to have a signing ceremony.
Yeah.
Like we did for
Yeah.
State Dominguez. You can make that happen.
We can make it happen. We almost were going to do it tonight, but it didn't quite come together.
I know, but it's going to come together. We want to invite you back for a signing ceremony, memorialize this, because in 2032, this is going to be a great, great facility in the city of Carson. You're going to have some cookies. Okay. Thank you so much again for this partnership. And it's, I think it's called putting your money where your mouth is. We always talk about we want to have jobs and training for our kids, but this is a step because these interns that ships are going to be paid. They're going to be at facilities that are up in. Oh, let's do a photo. Where did she leave? Oh, we'll do it at the signings. Is the photographer here? Okay, they want to do a picture photo now. Maisha, you guys have a photo? Before we leave, you guys have any comments about this new project MPT? Oh, Councilman Deere queued up first. I'm sorry.
Since we're on item 30, why don't we go ahead with the vote before photograph, and I'll make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding by and between the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, County Sanitation District Number 2, Los Angeles County, West Basin Municipal Water District, the South Bay Workforce Investment Board, and the City of Carson to outline how the parties will collaborate to provide workforce development outreach to equitable access to job opportunities and career pathways to community members of Carson, including kindergarten to 12th grade pathway outreach, information sessions, and internship opportunities to provide industry awareness and work readiness skills, and authorize the mayor to execute the agreement electronically in a form acceptable to the city attorney.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Dr. Hilton.
Oh, I just wanted to say I'm incredibly grateful for you all to start this training program from kindergarten to 12th grade. One of the things that people don't recognize that they build the prison pipeline from kindergarten. So this combats the prison pipeline in our community. And I'm incredibly grateful that you guys thought enough to start there with the young people, because statistics show that they're building prisons based on our young people population at this present moment. So Carson is participating in erupting the prison system and the prison from the preschool to prison to pipeline. So thank you so much for this incredible opportunity and program.
Councilman Deere. Oh, that's you.
I just removed it.
Anyone else?
Madam Mayor.
Councilman Hicks.
Just wanted to say, based upon this collaboration, we are now creating an opportunity that now signifies that we are moving our young people into an area that they can actually sustain a living and not worry about trying to do the left-handed items that they do on the streets to survive. And I think it's been stated earlier, you know, I've been saying this for over 25 years. College is not for everybody. Everybody cannot sit at a desk all day long, day after day, taking tests. It's just not. You know, people are visual, they are touchy, you gotta feel it, you have to be able to be involved with it. And you have people that like to work outside. They just don't wanna be inside, sitting at a desk. So this is gonna allow that to be an opportunity to be for individuals, and that K through 12 pipeline is very much alive and kicking, and we need to stop that process of getting that pipeline to prisons. And this is a way of getting that in place, and I just want to applaud this council, this mayor, and to actually putting this together along with the South Bay WIB, along with the Metropolitan Water District, all who are part of this, because again, as they say, it takes a village. This is how you create a village. This is how you get it together and make it work for it and make it happen. So again, I just want to say kudos. Job well done.
Thank you. Anyone else? It's been moved and go on, Council. We're good. You don't want to say anything? I want you to say something.
Congratulations. Put the word out, Carson. Carson is making moves. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for getting this together. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Let's go.
It's been moved and properly second. Please cast your vote.
Councilman Hicks. Okay, Madam Mayor, the vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for coming out again. I beg your pardon? Oh, we need a photo. I keep forgetting about this photo. Well, we're going to do it during the signing also. Make no bones about it. All communications or matters listed on the agenda.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We do not have comment cards for agenda items. However, we do have 7 for non-agenda.
Okay. Well, if we scoot through this agenda real quick, I'm gonna do this. Who's here to speak on any subject matter? I'm gonna take care of this first. Then we'll come back to all communications non-agendized. Approval of the minutes for January 7th.
Move approval, Madam Mayor.
Second.
Moved and probably second. Cast your vote. Where's my voter?
We went fast. You got to do it.
I'm going to assume, yep, okay. It's unanimous. Madam Mayor, motion carries.
Consent items 12 through 27.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and properly second. Anyone wants to pull an item? Hearing none, the consent calendar, cast your vote.
Madam Mayor.
Oh,
Thank you. Motion carries. Madam Mayor, it's unanimous.
There was an item, Madam Mayor, but okay.
You go ahead. You don't want to? Did you need to pull? Yeah. Councilman Hicks want to pull item number what?
24.
24, the consent calendar approved with exception of item number 24. MPT?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor. The Councilmember Hicks had a question.
Yes.
Did you want to report?
I report on 24.
Okay, sure. So this item is considering and awarding a contract to SoCal Services, or Surfaces, sorry, not Social Services. SoCal Surfaces Incorporated for the resurfacing of various outdoor courts, along with the conversion of tennis courts to pickleball courts. The recommended action is to award and approve the Public Works Agreement with SoCal Sports Surfaces to provide the resurfacing of these courts and the conversion of the pickleball courts not to exceed amount listed. We have our Director of Community Services and Parks and Recreation, Mr. Michael Whitaker, available to give any updates and provide a brief presentation if necessary.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. To our mayor and the elected officials, the city owns, operates, and maintains approximately 28 basketball courts, 17 tennis courts, and 8 pickleball courts across its parks. Residents regularly frequent and utilize these parks and courts. This usage brings wear and tear on those court surfaces. It was determined by the Community Services Recreation Park Maintenance Department through the Community Services Master Plan that resurfacing and half conversion of several tennis courts to pickleball courts is needed. This scope of work includes, but is limited to, filling minor cracks, installing several coats of acrylic, and replacing play lines with paint that is comparable with the chosen sealer and finish. So what we have before you is this, we have basketball courts, tennis courts, as well as a pickleball site that we have in the city of Carson. The plan is to resurface all of the courts here in the city of Carson. We're going to also convert some of our tennis courts where we have very, very low usage, and even one site actually has 0 usage. And so we're going to be converting those into pickleball courts where we'll have one tennis court, then we'll also have pickleball courts at some of those same sites. To do that, we also want to convert our not convert the basketball courts, but the actual equipment that we utilize for the physical court. We have one court that we have started. We use as our pilot park for our last event that we had 4 months ago, which was Anderson Park. We resurfaced the entire basketball court, fixed all of the cracks, and we actually took out the old obsolete courts that we currently have and with the arm, and we now have adjustable courts, which definitely helps our department in regards to our younger kids because it's a major, major safety issue. We have used extensions that we put on the courts to bring them from a 10-foot court down to a 4-foot court. But now every single basketball court that we will have in the city will have the new fiberglass backboards, and they will be adjustable. We also, along with our public works director, we have been working on the side about purchasing new locks around the entire city, because we've been using the same lock for quite some time. And now we have moved on, and we have received those new locks, and we will be using those locks to actually lock down those courts where they can't be used during non-use times. And so we have done this as a major project. The money that we're asking for, we're going to absorb into our actual account in the department, but we just need seat money at the very beginning, and that money will be coming back at the end of the fiscal year in talks that we've already had with our finance director, Mr. William Jefferson, as well.
He found you some money. Well, thank you. Those courts that are adjustable for our little clinic players, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Very, very good. I'm glad you pulled that item.
You guys are moving fast. Wait a minute. I know I had some items to pull, and that was one of them.
Yes,
But I just wanted to make
information.
sure the residents knew what was taking
Exactly.
place and that we were doing these services in the city. And one thing I did not see that I hope that if they come back or just be implemented, a maintenance agreement or schedule for these courts. Because once you get them all resurfaced and in place, to put in a maintenance process in it, because that's one of the key reasons why they cracked up and did what they did currently.
Yes, thank you, Councilmember Hicks. And just so you know, and the residents know, that's actually part of a maintenance contract that Dr. Rogers actually already oversees and is implementing. So that's going to be part of the standard preventative maintenance and checks for the pickleball courts that'll be implemented. So we won't just put in a new pickleball court and then let the weather just do what it'll do. There'll be a continuous maintenance inspection of those courts to ensure that there aren't cracks and holes not being replaced, so we don't have any liability issues.
And then as we go through changing some of our tennis courts to pickleball courts, are we getting the input from our residents on which ones they want as a pickleball court versus just us arbitrarily picking a pickleball court, and making sure we do have some tennis players? They may be a little bit up in age, but they're still playing tennis at the courts anyway.
There's been actually conversations. We wanted to strategically ensure that there's a pickleball court, one represented in every district if possible, as well as ensuring that there's the same amount of pickleball courts being deployed in every district. And so those certain tennis courts that are actually being revitalized, changed to those pickleball courts, that has been addressed with those residents. If they're still upset, then we just told them to contact you if there's any issues.
Oh, they will. They will. They definitely will. That's why I'm just saying. I ran into some people today in Cava. That's why I'm talking about it now, because they were talking about the pickleball courts in Cava. So they will let me know. But
Mr. City Manager, if I can, also the pickleball courts that we're actually putting in, this entire process came from our master plan that we completed with RJM approximately 2 to 3 years ago, and it was definitely community input for every single park. Those were the meetings that we were going to each individual park facility with the actual residents of that community, and they gave their input during that time, and it was all put together in one full report.
Good. As long as we're covered and the residents know what's happening, they are agreement with it, they bought into it, they are part of the process. It makes it work a whole lot better when you hear the residents and what they want and what they would like to see in their neighborhood.
Just for the record, there will be no pickleball courts at Anderson Park.
Thank you. I was getting ready to say.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I told you I was in Cava.
Yeah, Anderson Park is used 7 in the morning to 10 at night. 7 days a week, 8 if they could use it.
With that, I move staff's recommendation.
Cast your vote.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Councilman.
I think you need a motion to reconsider, and then you can vote. So I'll move reconsider item number 24.
You
It's
pulled it
already
after the vote.
passed, and then you can make a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Brownack.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the
Motion to reconsider.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and probably second. We're gonna
Now you got to vote for that.
pull all
first.
items.
Madam Mayor, can we call the vote on that one?
Okay,
Yeah,
and
to
now we're gonna
reconsider.
approve everything but item number 24.
We already did.
We did?
We're just reconsidering item 24, which was already approved.
Oh, is that what you want to do?
That's so he can make a motion on it.
24, it
We
was
just talked
approved.
about it.
If he wants to, it's up to the councilman.
So I just want to understand. So this was approved on the consent calendar.
Yes.
You pulled it just to have discussion.
Just to have
You're not-
discussion.
You don't need
We're
to
not
vote
changing
again. You've
anything.
already
Thank you.
approved.
Okay. Okay.
You're my attorney. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 28. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. This item is to consider introducing ordinance number 25-2501. This item is an ordinance adding section 3251.11, electric vehicle parking spaces and restrictions, to Part 6, parking regulations of Chapter 2, traffic regulations of the Carson Municipal Code, to authorize the Public Works Director to designate electric vehicle parking spaces in off-street parking facilities owned and operated by the city, and to establish parking restrictions applicable to such designated spaces. Our Energy and Sustainability Officer, Ms. Rita Culture, will be providing any updates and answers to any questions you may have during this discussion time, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions, comments?
I'd like to make a motion.
Second. Oh, sorry, you need to read the motion.
Yeah, we approve staff's recommendation.
Been moved and properly second.
Yeah. I was reading.
see, you have
They
to
took
read
off.
it.
It's to be read.
Just the title.
Introduce
but
the
you
first
can wait
reading.
for the-
Introduce the first reading by title only with full waived ordinance number 25-2501, entitled An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Carson, California, adding section 325111, electric vehicles.
It's been
It's been moved and properly
properly
seconded already, right?
Yes.
Correct. Is that the whole time?
Cast your vote.
Madam Mayor, the vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Item number 29. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This item is to consider an introduction and first reading by title only of ordinance number 25-2502, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Carson, California, amending section 63134, massage parlors, section 63134.4, same exception, and section 63135, requiring a permit of Chapter 3 business professions and trades of the Carson Municipal Code to expressly exclude body sculpting from definition of massage for recommendation and approval. This particular item, any questions or comments as a discussion, will be handled by our revenue manager, Mr. Antonio Velasco.
Come on up.
Come on up, Antonio.
You're giving massages.
Our
and
revenue
stuff.
man is in massages.
Y'all banning them?
Huh? No. Yes, could you kind of explain what we're doing here? We're changing the language for,
Yes, Madam Mayor. So what happens with technology throughout time, things get updated, but unfortunately our code does not update throughout the same time. So body sculpting, if you see what the definition is on its own, goes word for word exactly what massage parlors are in our definition for business license. Unfortunately, though, our business license code requires that body sculptors receive a certificate from the governing party from California. For massage parlors, massage therapists, their governing party does not recognize body sculpting at all. So we're asking people who are doing body sculpting to get a certificate that they cannot receive. So that's why we want to separate them from massage parlors. So basically they come in, they apply, we ask them to come back with your certificate, they never do, or they can't. And so they're not able to get their business license all the way straight through. So we're trying to expedite this so we could actually separate them from that point. Now, the future might have their own governing body coming forward, but at this point, there is none for body sculpting.
And as you know, Madam Mayor and Council, you are not real advocates of necessarily massage technicians or massage parlors. in the city, and this is why the separation is being required or asked of.
Thank you. So the body sculpture, you have it separated now?
Exactly,
And they have to
yes.
have a different permit?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, Councilman.
Waive further reading and introduce first reading ordinance number 25-2502.
Second.
And read the whole thing?
It's been.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been moved and properly second. You got that, Madam City Clerk?
Do I need to read the whole? I mean, I just got the first ordinance number. Okay.
They're not in the city of Carson.
Madam Mayor, the vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
Thank you. Our next item, we've completed 30. Item number 31. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. This item is to consider adopting the urgency ordinance that we had provided previously, 25-2503, U as in uniform, and consider approving resolution 25-011 to support the relief and recovery effort in response to the January 2025 fires in the Los Angeles area. This is for your consideration and discussion.
Yes, Councilman.
Madam Mayor, I have some questions regarding, this is only for 90 days. Is that the longest you can do for urgency ordinance, or can it be longer? To the city attorney.
It's drafted for 90 days currently because that's what the direction was. So you're pausing it for 90 days. And only the provisions that deal with no short-term rentals, all the enforcement provisions, everything else remains.
The only reason why I'm questioning the 90 days, any person who has lost everything, 90 days doesn't do anything for me if I'm trying to move or get somewhere on a temporary basis. I think most places have been doing at least 9 months, and then you can bring it back for reconsideration, but I think at least 9 months for them to at least get through the school year with their children, if they're in that process, and then to go through the summertime to try to find.
You could certainly, if that's the direction you want to go, you could make a motion to approve the urgency ordinance, but changing it from 90 days to 9 months. That would be a very simple issue. We wouldn't need to bring it back. We would just swap out 90 days to 9 months. That's it.
My colleagues, you okay with the 9 months? Okay.
Councilman Hilton, MPG.
Oh, no, this was something that most of our residents have been calling and asking, what is the city of Carson doing in regards to all of the fires, and are we participating on some level? This is one of the levels that we're trying to participate on by relaxing some of the stuff, relaxing some of the ordinances, and helping out as well. So we just wanted to point that out. So to express our solidarity and support.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Yeah, I concur with my colleagues. I think that 9 months is much more appropriate. People who lost their houses are desperately in need of a place to live. And it's going to take quite a long time to rebuild in the various fire areas. So I support that idea.
Thank you.
And of course, we can always bring that back, Madam Mayor and Council, as we get closer to that time period, to see what your thoughts are from a recommendation standpoint.
Thank you. While we're on this urgency audit, I'll bring it up on all communications. Do we have a flyer from what the city has put out on their webpage, how people can make donations? Because that we can put on post.
Yes, we do, Madam Mayor. We have it's on our city's website, our social media, and then we've distributed that out. So we do have that. It's supposed to be going out on our digital billboard signs as well. So it's supposed to be provided for all digital visual aids that we have. And then we need to put out a flyer to the mobile home parks.
Regarding the meetings that we're going to have to discuss the.
Yes, ma'am. We'll also be providing, when you all do your town halls, we'll also provide it for those, as well as to the block captains. They're being distributed out, so the block captains then can distribute it to their meetings. And then I believe we're going to send them out to our commissioners, the commissions, so that way at the commission meetings they can get the physical copy and also the addresses for where they are on social media and all digital platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be it's going to be a continuous distribution. We're not just doing this a one-time send out and then that's that. We'll also have it in the Carson report because we know this is going to be a continuous effort for a while.
Yeah, we need to start. I was concerned because we haven't had a lot of buzz about the flyer that went out, so I'm just trying to see how effective it is and how we've been using our social media, because that flyer was drafted, a week ago?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and so we need to start coordinating our efforts to see what it is that we're going to do, and I know all of my colleagues should have a copy. Did you guys get a copy of the flyer? Okay, everyone should be blasting it out, and so this is the first step, and this ordinance, it was a part of the conversations that MPT and I had with committee that we met with. And I know Pastor Ely has met with all the pastors, and they've made financial commitments, but I think it's important for us to start moving and reaching out to our business community. MPT and I was in a meeting last week, and they want to know what it is, Watson Land, what it is that they can do to assist. They want to be a part. So I think it's important for us to get letters, not depend on social media, but letters to them like we did for the 55th anniversary when we raised, I think it was $170,000. We need to be that diligent about it because it's very important. So if we can put that up at the end of the meeting under oral communications, the flyer.
Yes, ma'am. We'll do so.
Okay.
We'll get that added moving forward, as well as the letters to the businesses.
Yes, that's
for support.
Okay, and it should be when we're in recess that it should be flashing, so we can.
Will do.
Big.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's been moved and
No.
Oh, you finished? Oh, you're not.
Well, let me do it. Recommendation to adopt a 2/3 affirmative vote for the City Council Ordinance 252503U, an urgency ordinance of the City of Carson, Council of the City of Carson, State of California, suspending Municipal Code Section 93162.3 for the duration stated at 9 months of this ordinance, and approve resolutions 250-11.
Second.
Cast your vote.
The vote is unanimous, Madam Mayor. The motion carries.
Item number 32 is consider local uncontested appointments. Does anyone have any changes that they'd like to make? Additions?
Maintaining the ones that already exist.
Okay. Anyone else? Councilwoman? No?
Maintaining
We'll bring this back next meeting. Now we'll go to, I'm going to skip that and go to oral communications for matters.
Oh, that's right.
Not on the agenda. You have 7 speaker cards? 8?
Yeah, 7, Madam Mayor.
Remind me to come back to memorial adjournments.
Okay, will do. Richard Ponce. Good evening, Mr. Ponce. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Madam Mayor Davis Holmes and City Council. My name is Richard Ponce, and I'm here to address a pressing issue. Across the country, we're witnessing a rise in hate crimes fueled by racism, homophobia, and transphobia, often targeting our most vulnerable communities, including LGBTQ individuals. Here in Carson, you have the power to take proactive steps like providing more training for city staff and law enforcement to foster understanding and bridge divides. Our schools also need support to combat bullying, cyberbullying, which disproportionately affect young people in marginalized groups. As leaders, you have a responsibility to protect all constituents. Please consider this as you shape policies that ensure safety, inclusion, and equity for everyone in our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Paul Martinez. Good evening, Mr. Martinez. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening, esteemed Mayor and Council members. My name is Paul Martinez, and I come to you today as a concerned Angelino. I bring to your attention pressing issues that affect the LGBTQ+ community in Carson and the health and well-being and inclusivity of our entire city. In Los Angeles, over 9% of the adult population identifies as LGBTQ+. In the city of Carson, there is little to no visible infrastructure to support this community. This gap significantly impacts mental health, sexual health, and access to essential resources. Mental health disparities within the LGBTQ+ community are stark. Studies show that LGBTQ+ individuals are nearly 3 times more likely to experience mental health challenges such as depression and anxiety due to stigma and discrimination. For youth, the numbers are even more alarming, with nearly 40% of LGBTQ+ young people in Los Angeles seriously considering suicide. Without local resources such as LGBTQ+ affirming counseling or crisis intervention programs in Carson, these individuals, allies, and others who are affected are left vulnerable and isolated. Sexual health is another critical area of concern. LA County has some of the highest rates of HIV and sexually transmitted infections in the country, particularly among the LGBTQ+ populations. In Carson, the lack of sexual health clinics and targeted outreach programs exacerbates these disparities. Without access to affordable testing, education, and preventative care, individuals are left without the tools to safeguard their health. And what about basic community resources? Carson has no dedicated LGBTQ+ community center, support groups, or advocacy organizations. This absence leaves those residents with nowhere to turn for guidance, connection, or solidarity. It also sends a damaging message that their needs and experiences are not a priority. The lack of LGBTQ+ representation and resources doesn't just hurt the community, it also weakens the bonds of our city as a whole. Allies and other marginalized groups share in this exclusion as the city fails to foster an environment of acceptance and mutual support. We can and must change this. Carson has the power to make history by establishing LGBTQ+ inclusive policies, promoting mental health and sexual health initiatives, and supporting the creation of community spaces that are welcoming to all. This is not just a call to action, it's an opportunity to make Carson City a city where everyone, regardless of their identity, feels seen, supported, and celebrated. Together, we can take this critical step forward towards equity and inclusion. I urge the city to think proactively and work and collaborate with more organizations and city members. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Paul Vallejo. Mr. Vallejo, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Paul Vallejo, and I'm here to also address an important issue that the LGBTQ community faces today. Per the newest report released by the LA County Commission on Human Relations just last month, hate crimes have gone up across the board. Racism, sexism, homophobia, and transphobia are all on the rise. Reported hate crimes dramatically increased 45% from 930 in 2022 to 1350 in 2023, the largest number in the history of this report. That being said, LGBTQ+ folks are especially vulnerable and face disproportionately high rates of violence and discrimination, especially when in public spaces. Carson can take steps to publicize existing anti-discrimination ordinances in public spaces, ensuring LGBTQ folks feel safe and valued in this community. I also urge the City Council to enhance training for civil staff and for law enforcement to ensure that they are equipped to protect and treat all residents fairly and with empathy. The city should also work to have more resources be made available to young LGBTQ youth and transitional age young adults to work for a more inclusive place to live and work in. Carson has many other ways in which it can also prepare for the renewed attacks on our civil rights, especially those aimed at the most vulnerable among us. There's a new administration that has just taken office that has its eyes on us, It doesn't matter that we live in California, the threat is still the same. These actions are not just about inclusion, they are about justice, safety, and health for all. I urge all of you to protect all the residents of Carson, especially as we face this new uncertain chapter in our nation's history with this new administration. And I hope you don't wait until it's too late. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert Leslie. Good evening, Mr. Leslie. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening to the council body as well as staff. I'm here on a couple parts here. Matter of fact, I had 3 of the firefighters wanted to come in this evening, but they was called out. It's interesting that you have this item on the agenda, which they have asked myself and other people many times, what is Carson doing for the firefighters and some of the victims that's actually online there. So kudos to the council body for this particular item on the agenda this evening. With that said as well, I want to give my blessings and sincere to the Smith family in a moment of transition that everybody had a chance to attend, that great man who had worked so hard for the city himself. But also, I need to address this couple things real quick. You know, as a former law enforcement that I actually made many arrests, you can check my records, and been involved in incident with shootings and other things to take people in custody that was a threat to the society. It's inexcusable that you see that over 1,000 convicted criminals have been released back into society. That in itself is one thing, but it's inexcusable when you don't have the law enforcement or other agency that's speaking out on that behalf of that ill type of justice that's happening right now. So with that said, today, as I've seen that you had your Alpha group here honoring Dr. King, 14th Amendment says anyone who have birth, who born here or who have naturalization thereof are a citizen. So therefore, it should never be an issue or a reason that this president has a right to take away the Constitution for the 14th Amendment here. Simple as that. And Dr. King fought very hard. When you look at the 15th Amendment, it says anyone who born or naturalized thereof has a franchise right to vote. And Dr. King fought very hard in 1965 to get that Voting Rights Act in place here. And all of a sudden now, it's going to be dismissed by a stroke of a pen. It's inexcusable. So I say this to say this evening, and I stayed here because of the firefighters who wanted to come and speak. I say this evening, it's time for the voice for churches, community leaders, our representatives, and others to speak up and speak out now. If you don't, you become complacent, you stay on the sideline, you get wasted on the sideline. So again, it's time for us to step up and speak out. Thank you this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Leslie.
Luz. Thank you. Good evening, Luz.
Hi,
You have
Luz.
3 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council. My name is Luz Padua. We met 2 weeks ago with regards to a request to put the creation of a disability commission on the agenda. So, Madam Mayor, you said earlier that the City of Carson dreams big. I'm here to ask you and the City Council to please include our disabled community within those big dreams for our city. You also said that closed mouths don't get fed. So I'm here to ask respectfully that you please consider putting this request, the Disabilities Commission, on the agenda. I will briefly give you a quick story. Last week, when we all got the false alert that there was a mandatory evacuation, in the middle of the afternoon, my heart dropped because I thought that's got to be a mistake. And I realized, no, that's a mistake for sure. That can't be happening. Once I realized it was a mistake, my heart dropped again, because then I thought, oh my God, what if there weren't a mistake? What if something were to truly be an urgency? How am I going to get out of here that quickly? I clearly have a visual impairment. I do not drive, right? My husband's at work. I'm at home with my daughter because she's still on school break. And I have to say, I really panicked for a quick second. Like, I need to come up with a plan. And I thought, this is why it's so important to have a commission, so that we can work together as a city to figure out how to help the most vulnerable in our community. I can't outrun a fire. And unfortunately, that has been evident with these fires. There is a case in Altadena where a gentleman and his son perished because his son had a disability and he could not get his son out. And he chose to stay with his son, to die with his son. I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want any of our residents to be in that situation. By creating a disabilities commission, we can have a fruitful conversation on how to help the most vulnerable in cases of emergencies and non-emergencies. So I ask again, respectfully, Madam Mayor, that you please put this item on the agenda so that the City Council and yourself can take a vote on creating a disabilities commission. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Brandy Lewin. Good evening, Brandy. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. Please excuse my attire today, mommy duties. Forgive me for just needing to take a moment after hearing Lou speak. Good evening, Mayor Lula Davis Holmes, Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Juwan Hilton, my councilman Cedric Hicks, Councilman Jim Deere, and Councilwoman Arlene Rojas. Before I begin, as I was sitting there, I must commend you on the work that you guys are doing. It's incredible to see the vision that you have and how you're executing on things as large as job opportunities to pickleball courts, which are very near and dear to me. This is now my third week addressing the idea of establishing a disabilities commission in the city of Carson. It is my understanding that for a disabilities commission to be considered, it must first be placed on as an agendized item. I also understand that only the mayor, Madam Mayor, has the authority to place such an item on the agenda. Madam Mayor, I respectfully ask you to consider placing the Disabilities Commission on the agenda to take a look at it, to see what can be done. If this is not something you are considering, I would greatly appreciate your insight as to why this may not be a priority in what we are doing instead. A Disabilities Commission would serve as a central hub for individuals with disabilities to voice concerns and advocate for support within the city of Carson. While we are grateful for the therapeutic services provided through the recreational programs, thank you, Mr. Michael Whitaker and Bowie Grove, this commission would address a much broader range of issues, including safety measures, emergency preparedness and evacuation plans for individuals with disabilities, for example, as Luce talked about with the fires, business accommodations. This would ensure local businesses are accessible and inclusive. Emergency protocols. This would address gaps in emergency response for residents with disabilities. And ADA coordination. While we are in the works with this commission, we can consider an ADA coordinator who would help ensure compliance and accountability for accessibility standards. I'm excited to share that I've been working with a task force of 7 individuals who have come together to draw up a plan for what we would like to see as a result of the Disabilities Commission and what we would like the commission to address. Our task force meets for 30 minutes every other week, and we just had a meeting last week. Our primary goal is to map out exactly how this commission can make a meaningful impact in the city. We are preparing a written document detailing these ideas, and I would be happy to share it with the council for review. This task force includes members of our city with the exception of one individual who's a master's student working on a thesis related to disabilities who has been providing valuable insights, data to help our efforts. We have the opportunity to get ahead of these challenges by establishing this commission as a preventive measure. It's not just about addressing emergencies, but about building a better city that actively supports individuals with disabilities in all aspects of life.
Madam Mayor, that's 3 minutes.
In closing, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. To the staff, I know this has come before us. This is the second time. What I want to do is see if we cannot incorporate that into our Human Relations Commission without establishing another, because I know our staff is stretched from here to there. But I'd like, it doesn't have to be a commission. So I'd like to meet with the Human Relations staff and Luce and see how we can incorporate this. And I think that the members of that Human Relations Commission is looking for additional things to get involved in.
That's correct, Madam Mayor. I believe that we were looking to add one more body to that Human Relations Commission, so that way just this specific topic can be held and also considered, so
Okay.
that way these issues can be addressed in the future.
Okay, thank you. So it will not be a commission. I'm not recommending that. Part of an existing standing commission. And we'll talk about it later. Thank you.
Kimberly Cortado. Madam Mayor, that concludes public comment.
That concludes, let's go to memorial adjournments.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. These are the names that I received. The victims of the Pacific Palisades and Eaton wildfires: Robin Anthony Thompson, Luis Andres Brito Suarez, Reginald Bowie, Linda Sims, Armando E. Santana.
Does anyone have additional names?
I have one, Madam Mayor. The name is Deacon Rodney Nickerson. He died in the Eden fire as well.
Anyone else? Thank you, MPT, Pastor, Bishop.
Let's bow our heads. Father, thank you for this incredible opportunity to approach you. We pray for all of the families' names that were read. We pray, God, that you would bless their families, keep them in comfort and perfect peace. Touch those who have been affected by the Pasadena, Altadena, the Eden, Malibu, Palisade fires. We pray that you would bless them. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Just for clarification, Dr. MPT, was this Deacon Nickerson who headed the Nickerson Gardens?
I don't know. He was K.W. Tulis's deacon.
The grandson?
Yeah, as a grandson of William Nickerson. He was K.W. Tulis's deacon.
Thank you. Council member request to add items to future agendas. Oral communications, council members. Yes. Oh, I didn't see you. I have Arlene queued up first.
Okay.
Councilwoman.
Yes, thank you. I want to take this time to thank you, Madam Mayor, and the City Council staff and the community of Carson for your understanding for my absence from command here in the city of Carson. I missed a lot of events the past weeks. For those of you who don't know, I work West LA Division. My patrol car is Unit 8A1, which is the Palisades car. So aside from working all the long hours every day, we're mourning the loss of a beautiful city. So I want to thank everyone for their understanding and supporting all law enforcement. It will be a long road, but it's getting better and easier. And but thank you again, especially to the community of Carson. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Deere.
Yes, under the item of council member requests to add items to the future agendas, many commissions started out as committees before they ever became a commission. And I know we've combined them over the years, eliminated some, added some, and so forth. So I would suggest that we put on the next council agenda the consideration by the city council to create a disabilities committee. That committee could then merge into Human Relations Commission, or that committee could become a commission. But at least the dialogue would begin internally, and we could assess the logistics, staffing. Certainly the necessity is there. So I'm requesting that this issue of a disabilities committee and or commission be added to our next council agenda.
Councilman, I don't know if you were here, but I did say we were going to meet with the HR, Human Relations Commission, so it will not be going on the agenda because I've already made a recommendation to meet with the Human Relations Commission with the two ladies that are here. If at that time we find that it's necessary, then we'll bring it back. But I've already made a recommendation as to how I would like to proceed because establishing, and there is a need. So I want to start at meeting with our Human Relations Commission, and I think that would fall into their umbrella real nice. If it doesn't, then we'll bring back your consideration at a later date.
Well, Madam Mayor, because there is a need, that's why I suggested a compromise tonight, that we put it on the agenda to create a committee, which is not the status of a commission, but it does start working on what needs to be worked on ASAP.
Thank you.
Thank you for your, I know you have a hardline stance on the commission thing, but I would suggest that a committee is a good compromise to start with. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to let the residents know there will be a town hall meeting at the Carson Event Center on Thursday, December 23rd at 6:30. January 23rd, what did I say?
What did you say? December.
I don't know. January 23rd. I'm all over the place. I probably said December. January 23rd, 2025 at 6:30 at the Carson Community Center. I invited the public safety, Carson Sheriffs. We are having a special guest, the Neighborhood Housing Services of Los Angeles County, providing services for individuals who are trying to either purchase a home, who need assistance with back rent, who have seniors who have issues with some work that needs to be done in their home. There's funds made available for the LA County. We are in County District 2. This, along with Councilwoman Arlene Rojas from Council District number 4, along with myself, are putting this on at the community center. I know information has gone out and people wanted to know, well, who's putting this on? It's between myself and along with Councilwoman Arlene Rojas is putting this on at the community center. I think roughly about 600 or 700 flyers have gone out, and I know it's been on social media and everywhere else. But again, come on out this coming Thursday, January 23rd at 6:30 at the Carson Event Center. I'm complete.
Councilwoman, thank you. To the staff, with this who's staff's HR commission? Human Relations. It's CAC. Okay, CAC, could you call a meeting and meet with the ladies? And we just want to have at the next meeting, said we want to develop an ad hoc committee to see if we could incorporate it into the Human Relations Commission, and from that we'll make a recommendation and let me know when the meeting's going to be. Okay, but invite these two ladies to be a part. There is an opening on the HR commission, Councilman. I think there is. If there is, we will if you would like to be a commissioner. We'll talk about that later, but schedule a meeting. At the next meeting, say we're going to put it on the agenda, have it on the agenda to discuss, and from that point, we'll develop an ad hoc committee consisting of the ladies and members from the Human Relations Commission. Thank you. And I would also encourage Councilman Deere's aide to be in that meeting also. Is that okay with Mr. who's supervising the Maisha? And I would like him in the meeting also. And that's it for tonight. Thank you, everyone. Yes, MPT.
I just want to direct your attention, if you're watching at home, across the screen. This is what Carson is doing, what we call Operation Carson Cares. Recently, residents have asked what could they do to be involved. Our hope is for you to get involved. You can donate to Prevailing Family Life Center. You can donate. You can make checks, gift cards. The place that people are at now, they've already got, I hear people out of Pasadena, Altadena, and Palisades, they got enough water. They have enough, all of those things. At this point, they just want to operate in their dignity. They want a gift card to go buy their own clothes. They want a gift card to go buy their own food. They appreciated all the stuff for the immediate stuff, but this is going to be a long-term thing. And this is the way that Carson is getting involved. We have partnered with a local nonprofit. We're Prevailing Family Life Center, and we partnered with them. They're going to be fiscally responsible for all of that. And we're asking people to donate however they choose to donate, but I'll let you know that the word out of Pasadena, Altadena, Malibu, Palisades, they don't need any more water. They want something to kind of restore their dignity. They're at the place of dignity now where they want to go be able to shop for themselves. So if you find it in your heart to give a gift card or anything like that, we appreciate it.
Thank you. And we're going to be putting together some guidelines as to how, once we get everything in place and reach out to all of the our partners. I know we've reached out to Pastor Ely's already had a meeting last Saturday with the several ministers, and they've committed from their church is $500 to $1,000. Like I said earlier, the business community want to know what they can do, and not only are we going to, there's some more tools that we're going to be using. I think it's important for us to educate our residents on what they need to do in case there is a fire or disaster, and what things they need to have in their little toolkit. I've already started pulling mine out because I think I was shocked that I wasn't as prepared as you think you are, but there are certain things that we're going to be putting. Nora's going to be coordinating that with the Public Safety Department, and then we're going to be meeting with various homeowner groups, especially our seniors and our disabled, to, once we get everything finalized, to say, hey, this is how you should prepare yourself. And we want to be a blessing to our first responders by showing them that we care, and that will be the nonprofits, the Deltas, and the fraternities. I'll go Mr. City Manager, are going to be providing meals for our first responders. And so these are the steps that we're going to be taking and educating our staff. So it's a team effort, and we met with several of, like I said, the faith-based communities and some nonprofits to see what it is that Carson can do. I know some people think we've been quiet, but this is going to last forever. I know my son's fraternity took water in truckloads this past weekend and gift cards, but they have all of that. I mean, they have parking lots. They don't want any clothes because what they're finding is people are cleaning out their closets and bringing things that they don't want. So if I give you something, it's gonna be new. But they just want to be able to shop for themselves. So that's what Carson is doing. It's going to be up. It's on our web pages. We're asking everyone to write those checks. Don't drink Starbucks for a month. We want whatever it costs you to drink Starbucks, give it to the need, our brothers and sisters in Pacific Palisades and Altadena. And I know Mike Whitaker and his team are putting together, I know it's a list of things. I need to see those minutes from the meeting. I never did see those because I kind of forgot everything we discussed, but we discussed quite a bit as to how the city of Carson was going to step up and get involved. And it's everyone, every department, every council aide. This is not a Lula thing. This is not a Lula girls thing. It's all of us involved in making sure that we are working together as a team to say Carson. And then one last thing, we're going to be taking a couple of bus loads up when everything settles down to help with the cleanup. And I think Mike is going to coordinate that, but we will let the community know when we do get that lined up so that we can go out and as a city, a couple of buses, and just but it has to be coordinated with Altadena, whoever, that we are coming, so we don't just show up and they throw us out. So it's a list of things that we've decided that we could do as a city to show our support. And so with that, I'd like this up every meeting, on Channel 99, cable, everything, because Prevailing in Christ Ministries, they have enough. Prevailing Family Life Center. Thank you, MPT. Pastor of Prevailing in Christ Ministries. They've come to the table. So thank you very much. And I look forward to another wonderful year. So, CAC, get the lady's number. Let's move forward. Okay? Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.